this is possibly the biggest controversy which has happened currently in Valorant. Yesterday, 10th of March 2021, it was confirmed in Twitter by Dexatro.com that Valorant pro Sinatraa has been accused of sexual assault by his ex-girlfriend. We're going to be talking about it. I'm not going to give my whole opinion on it. I'm going to just give you guys the information that we currently have. There's been obviously other YouTube videos about it, mainly about the Dustin Ballman show. I have not watched it, but I have seen it. I definitely do suggest to check it out. If you want probably more information on it, because I think he goes really in depth and he's really good with them as well. So this is possibly the biggest controversy in Valorant history. I think it's also like the first time it's like a sexual allegation has happened in Valorant. But we're gonna be talking about this. So this article, let me just show you. This article was obviously published the 10th of March. It says Valorant pro Sinatraa accused of sexual abuse by his ex-girlfriend. So this is basically where I kind of first noticed. So it says Valorant pro Jay Sinatraa 1 has been accused of sexual abuse by his ex-girlfriend Cleo Hernandez, who alleges the esports star would leave her crying in the bathroom after being intimidated and would ignore her saying no countless times during their relationship. So we're going to be first talking about the Google Docs that she was presented. This is a very, 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 very long Google Doc. This is only a 9-page. This is just a 9-page report, so this may take a long, long time for me to get through this. But first she basically talks about her relationship with him, how they don't really spoke, and it's horrifying for her. And then she says she just addresses why they break up and like the things that he was going to try and say about him when reading this. And then he talks about I guess like the relationship over the course of 9 months, telling him that if he broke up with me, I would kill myself. I think that's talking about Sinatraa, he killing himself. I'm an adult, and I know the damage and pressures that puts on a person. I know he has told multiple people. I said that, but the reality is I broke up with him because he was ignoring me, and because one night when I asked him not to ignore me all day, he laughed at me. This came after months of up and down and fighting. It took an absolutely incredible amount of courage, and I still now am proud of myself doing it. He told people he felt trapped by my mental health, so he left. And while he might have felt trapped, and I'm truly sorry for that, that is not why we broke up. I have the breakup text. A roommate sat with me and held my hand while I called him on speaker to break up with him. It was not his choice, it was mine. So Cleo basically is saying that it was her choice to actually break up with him. Probably going to be scrolling down a bit, and I'm just going to so I guess that's like the background of it, and now we're going to get into the context and stories of the sexual assault. So first off in this paragraph, when I started dating Jay, I got an IUD because he refused to use a condom. Interesting. The first time we ever slept together, I told him I wasn't on birth control and he could not finish in me. Yeah. He did it anyways without my consent. This should have been the first red flag, but I was a stupid Overwatch League fan excited about the fact that Sinatraa was interested in me and looked past it. The IUD made it so that sex was very painful for me. Jay knew this and didn't care. I would say it hurt, and I wanted to stop him and say no, I'm so close. As much as it hurt, I learned that he didn't mind hurting me and had no problem with me leaving me crying in the bathroom while he slept. Bit weird, but yeah, because of just outside of just that, I also learned the saying no to sex. Obviously, like So I guess this is just mainly just so records in a video. I'm not really going to really click on it. You can have a look at yourself. This is basically where they were obviously having a nice time. Sinatraa wasn't really having anything. They just kept doing it. But yeah. So then she talks about this clip. So the clip on the link which I'm not going to play. You can watch it yourself. Here's actually a transcript of it, but yeah. This is one clip of audio from a conversation in a situation that happened countless times. Countless. It's just the only one I have proof of. In the video itself, okay, my ears just started ringing, which obviously I will not be showing anyone. He's physically moving me to get me to have sex with him. While I'm saying no. When I say I don't wanna, I get out of his hold and hold on me and move away. So completely understand if you don't want to hear, which makes sense. I don't really want to hear it because it's kind of fucked up. So here's basically the transcript of it. So me, this is Cleo. J, this is obviously Sinatraa. I'm tired. No more. Nuh-uh. I'm close. No, I'm close. No, I don't wanna. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Yeah. So very interesting here. And then there's images which we'll get to soon. I should have followed him more. I should have physically punched him, but he was my boyfriend. I loved him. I knew if I stood up for myself, he'll leave me, so I didn't fight hard enough, which kind of makes sense. I also wanted to talk a bit about the emotional abuse I faced at the hands. I'm going to attach a few screenshots of text, but there's plenty that didn't happen over text. So I don't think we can zoom in. Okay, well that's good enough. So here is the. So I think this is J, and this is Cleo. So J is in the grey. I think I don't actually know, but yeah. So starts off. What are you doing? Hi, sorry, I had work. I want to like it's blank like I want to see, but when looking, but when look at you're at random house or something, sad face. Why lying? I working, so it's a photo, sad face. Now it says works. Now it works. Yes, I am. But not 15 minutes ago. Sad face, what are you doing, sad face? Baby, I work since 9. Okay, sad face, I promise, pinky promise. You're not cheating. That it actually sends the address, obviously blocks it out. There's Stinky's my lift from my home to work. Never cheat on you. But say you were far from, 50 refresh, I don't know why, sad. This just it basically goes on. I think this is kind of like manipulation, I guess. I don't actually know. He learned that he would yell at me, and I would apologize if I wasn't in the wrong, and he used that pretty frequently. If I ever want to bring up something I thought he was doing wrong, he would turn it around and make it something I was doing wrong and make me apologize for even suggesting he was doing anything incorrectly. Also, I just want to say something as well. Cleo is actually now dating Kai, also, formerly known as KSP. A little bit ironic. I don't know. He used to check my location to see where I was, which was fine, but sometimes it would glitch and he will instantly accuse me of cheating. This isn't even the first time this happened. He will probably try to say he was joking in the message above, but he was joking. If I didn't play in his game, he would get more and more upset. The other time it happened, he wanted to break up because my location wasn't at my house while I was taking a nap after work. Some screenshots there. Also, it's very hard to really look at it, but yeah. For the reference, I made a tweet after the first map of Sharks losing to Outlaws. I read good for Outlaws for learning how to not play goats. It's since been deleted due to the above. I told him I needed him because my friends and I had been fighting, and I'm making the tweet about the Outlaws. I was trying to appeal them. They was still mad at me, and he was also then angry with me, and that was upsetting me. So this is. I think this is his friend. Well, sorry, her friend. Proof that I have been scared of him and since since long before our relationship ended, and I'm not just disgruntled because we broke up. So if we have a look here, So I think it's just a friend talking, obviously just comforting her, which is definitely alright. Like it's definitely like really really good for her if someone definitely, um, just came back. Well, it's definitely good for someone to really help someone after a breakup because obviously being broke up is a very very sad thing. He treats me really bad, and it really hurts. So I'm drunk because maybe I pretend like you know me, and then you can have a look at those yourself. And here's I think more messages. I think this is another one of her friends as well. But you can have a read on that as well. I'm not really gonna read a whole lot of it. Yes, it's a Google Doco, but yeah. Let's just move on to 125. That got us easier. There were a few days before we broke up. I was talking to one of his best friends about how he treats me. The friend acknowledges the fact that Jay turns all my complaints around and makes them my fault because Jay refuses to back down even if he's not in the right. This isn't incriminating. I'm just showing that I'm not the only person who knows that he can take criticism, and I'm not lying about his character, as it is acknowledged by his close friends as well. So I'm glad she does have evidence and she does show and she does say yeah. Can't really take a lot of criticism, which really sucks because I feel like if you take more criticism, it's definitely better for your life. But yeah. In the past, he's also allowed his girlfriend to spend to spread multiple lies down me, like saying I make Twitch accounts to make hateful comments in her stream, make Reddit accounts to make fun of her, make fake tweets, etc. I'll never do this. I'm worried about her. I don't hate her. If he treats her anything like he treated me, I'm generally quite worried for her. I don't blame her for what she has said whatsoever. She believes her boyfriend, and that's nothing wrong with that. I used to believe him about everything too. So that's obviously where she's talking about um his girlfriend now. Little bit worried, but that's all. That's obviously all right. We're getting to the end of this. Um, I just know he's going to play the I was a caring loving boyfriend. She was a delusional crazy girl who I tried to help card. This is simply untrue. I wasn't crazy. I'm still not now. I don't know how many times I've said this in this document, and I equally don't know how many times I had to say it to myself after hearing the things he said about me over the past year. Incredible how someone can continue to abuse and manipulate someone else even after the relationship ends. He's never apologized for anything he's done to me. I don't think he even acknowledged that he's done anything wrong. I guess he thought I just deserved the way he treated me. I guess he thought it was okay to make it so that no was never an option when it came to him. So Jay might treat his new girlfriend differently, but now he did, but what he did to me will never ever change, which makes sense. You can't really change on the past, can you? Um, Seeing people I love praise him regularly while I'm still dealing with trying to heal from his treatment is wearing me down. But until now, no one knew that he wasn't this incredible person that he pretended to be. Also, to everyone who says, why didn't you just go to the police? I thought about it for weeks. I stood outside a police station and stared at it for like 20 minutes, then walked home. I didn't physically fight him. I wasn't scared of him killing me or anyone I loved. I wasn't unconscious, and that's what legally, um, and that's what legally considers rape. I said no countless times, but because I gave in due to the fear of emotional abuse rather than physical abuse, it's harder to get a conviction. Even with proof, but fear is a very powerful emotion, and for a lot of survivors of sexual abuse, it looks like freezing up and just letting it happen in the hopes that it would be over faster. I don't really blame it for doing that. Like, obviously, I haven't like done anything or been part of anything, which is good. But I mean, it's kind of like a what's that I'm trying to look for? It's kind of like a normal thing to do. Like, it's normal. Like, if you're being pressured to do something, you're probably gonna be doing it. But I think here is so in this paragraph, she then talks about how I guess good of a person he is. I don't really know, but I guess I'll read this last paragraph, and then we'll move on to the next article. Trust me, I know he's charming, I know he's funny, I know he's very significant in esports, but if he can just say that's not true and everyone goes to his side after everything I've shown, it truly goes to show that you just don't believe women and would rather ignore your idiot's misgivings that stand by a victim. If you can convince yourself I was joking in that audio, if you can tell yourself she wasn't physically fighting him enough, she didn't say no hard enough, then they weren't gonna believe me at any point. And please don't try and tell me I'm ruining his reputation. I'm making it more accurate. So I'll leave a link to this Google Doc. I'll also leave a link to her Twitter as well of this. So obviously scrolling down, he did break the silence. Now we are going to be obviously talking about this as well. I'm going to get rid of that one. So. Here's an update. It is clear from Cleo's recent post that she recalls our relationship differently than I do. What we do agree on is that it was unhealthy for the both of us. I apologize for Cleo and regret how things ended, but I never assaulted her in any way. I am fully cooperated with the investigations and providing the full audio and video clips Cleo referred in her post. So obviously, I saw that response. I basically I saw up there. I was like, okay, so I guess he's going to basically say, "I'm sorry that I did this. It was my fault. I apologize if I hurt her. I apologize. I should have not done what I did earlier." Looks very very weak. Um, it's something that YouTuber will probably most likely say because for some reason YouTubers can't even apologize properly because I don't know. We can't apologize for some reason. But it's really sad to see, someone who I obviously supported, because he is obviously from one of my favorite teams, Sentinels, to really have this and can't even produce a good quality, apology. Then that's not really that great. However, I do commend him for one thing, and that is responding very, very quickly. Yes, it may have been just a very tiny, tiny paragraph, but luckily, he did respond very, very quickly. Legit, just today on March 11th. I do commend him for that. I think that's great for him to recognize this instantly and obviously talk about it. But it's just his response looks very, very, very weak. His update definitely looks very, very weak. And if he can maybe produce another one and is like a full-long essay paragraph, then I would probably be happy with that. But it currently looks like Sinatraa doesn't really, it doesn't really look too good for Sinatraa. So in the next article we're going to be reading, it is titled "Sentinels and Riot Games Suspend Valorant star Sinatraa amid sexual abuse investigations." So, following the allegations of sexual abuse, Riot Games have opened an investigation against Jay Sinatraa 1 and have suspended him from the Valorant Stage 1 Masters until further notice. Sentinels have also suspended him from their team. So, we're first going to be talking about the Valorant, and then I'll be talking about Overwatch, because Overwatch has also had some effect. So this is the Championships Tour NA tweeting about it. We are aware of the current situation regarding J1 Sinatraa and have launched an investigation. Per our existing competitive rules and investigate process, a decision has been made to suspend Juan throughout the investigation, and therefore he will not be able to compete this weekend. So that was just by Alex Franchos. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry. Global Head of Competitive Operations / Valorant Riot Games. Sentinels have also made a tweet about it. We are aware of the current situation regarding Jay Sinatraa 1 and have launched an investigation internally. While the investigation is pending, he is suspended from the team. We will provide a further update once the investigation has concluded. Shazam, who is the team captain for the team, has retweeted the Valorant Championship Tour NA tweet, saying we are going to be playing Masters with a sub. We don't know who's going to be the sub, but we are going to be waiting for that. So, and yeah, there's obviously the break of the ongoing that Cleo actually did respond to it, and she does, actually has some valid points. You have never apologized to me ever for anything. The least you could do is message me personally, but you can't even do that. Let's just remember in the Google Doc that his girlfriend actually said sorry privately, and she basically just really said, yeah, we're all good. And then another tweet, of course, we recall the relationship differently. One of us was incredibly cruel and one of us was scared. This does lead to different experiences in a relationship, shockingly. Obviously, that was just a very, very little bit of a sarcasm. So with the Valorant stuff all done, we know that Sentinels have basically benched him. We know that the Valorant Championship Tour at NA have suspended him. I think Riot Games has also suspended him, which is basically the Valorant Championships. We're now going to be talking about Overwatch. I will be linking a lot of this in the description. So we're going to talk about Overwatch League. Overwatch League surprisingly actually made a tweet about it. The Overwatch League is aware of the allegations made against former player Sinatraa 1. We take any allegations of this nature seriously and unequivocally support victims of abuse. The league is offering a refund of 200 league tokens for the Alien Overwatch League MVP skin to players who request one, at which point the skin will be removed from their collection. We'll share more information on how refunds will work soon. The Overwatch League Championship and MVP badges will be patched from the Alien skin in a future patch. So, this is actually really, really, really great. Obviously, when it happened, I was wondering if Overwatch League was going to do something about the Alien skin, and they actually did, which is great to great to hear. So definitely, it's not really looking too good for Sinatraa. I'm just happy that only one thing at all. He actually did respond very, very quickly to it. Basically, the next fucking day. I was hoping he did. If he responded in weeks or months, that would make it even worse. But luckily, because he basically got it, well, quote unquote, he got it out of the way. Even though he didn't, it's still going on. And he's most likely gonna get probably banned or suspended from Valorant. I'm just happy that he actually did respond to it very, very quickly. If he didn't, that would feel really, really bad for him. His former team, the San Francisco Shock, also made an announcement on it. You can't really see it right there. There you go. So it says, today we are saddened to learn of allegations concerning Sinatraa 1, stemming from a private relationship. We do not condone behavior of this sort in any way. While Jay is no longer a member of the San Francisco Shock, we think it is important to re-emphasize our position of zero tolerance in situations like this. So, it's really great that Shock actually made a tweet about this. I didn't even know that Shock was even going to make a tweet about this, but I guess they did, which is great to hear. It's great to hear that his former team actually does know about these allegations. But Sinatraa, man, you're treading on thin ice. If like all this is actually like true, if like all these screenshots are true and everything, and the audio as well, an audio from a video, mind you, a fucking video, which is almost impossible. It's very, very close to actually make it like fake. These messages can't be fake. These Discords can maybe be fake. Instagram, definitely can't be fake. I just want to say that. It's very, very hard for Cleo to make these, make any slight changes or even make it fake. It's very, very hard. So if these are true, which definitely looks like it's very, very true, Sinatraa may be fucked. And it might be get fucked. It's no. I don't. It'll probably be. I'm trying to think because will it be exactly the same as it was with the Mufin situation? But it's probably worse because he was with kids. This is like in a former like previous relationship. But it's not great for him to like. It's just not great for his reputation, obviously. But it's just not great for them. Now, I think so Halo actually did comment on the Sentinels. I think this was actually this tweet is no longer is from an account that no longer exists. Okay. Um. So I guess the guy deleted his Twitter, but Halo responded to that tweet saying this is a fucking idiotic take. It's incredibly hard for abuse victims to come out because they will have to go through all the trauma that falls once more. Stuff like these allegations can result in MH issues such as PTSD, and that a hard thing to get over to speak out is. It's amazing that she actually spoke out, even though it happened like fucking 2 years ago or some shit. So that's a little bit bad for her. I just wish like she could have spoke out earlier, like legit after when it fucking happened, but I guess not. But that's like one thing I don't really like about it. Um, and oh yeah, here it is. So I was trying to find where the tweet was that I found while I was trying to find everything. But this guy, so if you can't really see, that's alright. So there we go. Jason actually makes a pretty good point, and it's kind of what's happening right now because of I guess, the Me Too movement that happened like I think last year. It's crazy how a girl saying some stuff can ruin a man's career. It's sad to see. It is very sad to see, but it can also, yes, and also for this one as well, it's crazy how a man doing some stuff can ruin a woman's life. It's sad to see. Yeah, it's not really great for anyone really, but like I just wish like yeah, she also did talk about how like she didn't really want to go to like the police, which makes sense obviously, but you could have like gone through the like you like it's very hard really because obviously you have to put in trauma and PTSD as well into that occasion if you really want to say, well, why the fuck did you not go to the fucking police if you wanted to? Because it was kind of just trauma. It was traumatic for her. She needs to basically rethink of everything. It would never go away from her. It will always be the back of her head. When like another relationship happens, she's scared as fuck to go to into another relationship, even though she's already in another relationship with Kai. But it's scary as fuck for a girl, especially a girl, to go into another relationship, even though like after a very toxic relationship, and if these are true, Sinatraa is not gonna. He's going to be known as a very dirty, 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 dirty person. And was it as a Sentinels fan like myself? That's terrible, obviously, because Sinatraa was like the face of it. Sinatraa was legit the reason why I was a fan of Sentinels, but now he's gone. Even though I could like cheer like for Shazam and Sick and Zoms, and Dapper. I don't really know them that well compared to Sinatraa. I know Sinatraa very, very well because obviously he came from Overwatch. Mainly, he was from the Overwatch League, including like Corey, Zachary, Rockers, Baby Bay, some like Hip as well. But I don't really support them. I don't support FaZe. I don't really support OG. I don't really support Entropic because I'm just not really interested in them. Sentinels it just looks like like everything just looks really cool for Sentinels, but now because of Sinatraa has just been doing with this shit, um, it's just sad to see, and it looks very very plausible. I'll be honest, it looks super 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 plausible about what she's saying in this Google Doc. It looks very very plausible, and if this is all true, which is most likely going to be very very true, Sinatra's gonna be mega fucked. And he's probably gonna be out of esports entirely. He's gonna be just like Moose. He's gonna be just like Dream Casper. But still, it's gonna be really, really bad. Even if it's not true at all, it's still going to be in his reputation that allegedly, all right, allegedly, he was basically sexually abusing his former ex-girlfriend. His ex-girlfriend. And if it is true, what is Valorant going to do? What is Riot Games going to do? What is Sentinels going to do? And obviously Cleo, she's going to be coming out with all the money. Sinatraa, he's going to just be kicked out of everything because of what happened. And this is terrible for Sinatra's reputation. Obviously, sorry about that. This is terrible for his reputation because he was known as one of the best Valorant players in the world. And now that he's out, Sentinels may struggle. They may struggle. That's terrible for them. But what can you do? The Google Doc looks very plausible. I just don't have anything good to really say about Sinatraa. Yes, Sinatraa was a great player in Valorant and Overwatch. Yes, his mechanics was really good. But if you want to treat a girl like that, then, and obviously with like sexual abuse as well, then that's not really great reputation for you, isn't it? So Sinatraa either. So I guess there are two outcomes. I guess you can possibly take with this for Sinatraa only. One, Sinatraa can make an actual good apology and even a video and clearing everything up. Or two, he just leaves that Twitter post and everyone will just remember him as a fuckhead who can't even apologize. He needs to he needs to properly apologize, make a video on. Well, not really make a video on it. That's kind of like your choice. But most likely they need to mainly go to court, law or another and all that shit. And it just doesn't seem that good for Sinatra's future. Like Dreamcast.Muffin, they are still very well known because of what they did. Sinatraa is gonna be yes, he's gonna be well known for his play. Yes, he's gonna be well known for his mechanics. He's gonna be mainly very well known for what he did to his ex-girlfriend, and that's not great for anyone's reputation. But we just have to wait until this ends. We just have to wait for the outcome. So that is it for me now. A little bit serious video. I know I definitely apologize. This is a much more serious video, but it is, sadly. It's basically what happens in life. Serious videos happens. Serious stuff also happens as well. So, and there goes my series just going off. Fantastic. So, I'll catch you guys all later in the next video. Goodbye.